Hey there, Chris Heider from Handy Dad TV here today to talk to you about lights. You know how I love lights.
I love lights.
Well, these aren't regular lights. These are lights in your car. You're probably familiar with some of these if you've changed any light bulbs in your car. This is a 194 bulb, also known as a 5W5. I believe that's what it's called. The size is a little bit different on those, but these are incandescent bulbs. They're like really pretty dim. They're used for indicator lights. They're used for position lights on the outside of your car. So one of the things you might ask yourself is, well, Chris, what's wrong with these 194 bulbs? Why don't I just replace those when something burns out? Why would you even think about going to an LED? Well, I'll tell you. A couple reasons. Number one, LEDs last longer. Number two, they use less power. And number three, they're cheaper. Yeah, that's right. These cost about $5 for a pair of them at your auto parts store, or you can mail order them too, but they're about the same price. These you can get for 10 of these for $10. That's not too bad. And then that way, they're great for license plates. That's where I replaced them on my Prius. It's very simple. I just had to pop out the back where these panels are in the back and get to where the bulbs are. Now you do have to worry about size, because size matters when you're talking about little light bulbs. They have to be able to fit into the space where the old bulb was. So anyway, these are what I did for the license plate lights. These are halogen bulbs. This one happens to be an H11, but I have various different kinds in the 4 cars that I have in my house. And they're used for headlights, high beams, fog lights, things like that. So when they go bad, and you go and do a search on an H11 headlight, you come back with a lot of LED bulbs, both on eBay and Amazon and other places. And so I said, I'm going to give them a try. So I got a bulb like this, which is pretty cheap. I got 2 of them direct from China on eBay for about $4. And they're worth about $4, and that's about it. So I'll show you that doesn't really compare to the output of a halogen bulb, but there are some other things that you can do. This is an HID bulb, high intensity discharge. This comes with a ballast that I took out of my Prius as well. What I did is I replaced my headlights 5 years ago when I first got the car. I replaced them with HID bulbs. Really cool upgrade. And they cost me about $80, I think, at the time. And they lasted me 5 years. But I just started having some flaky problems with them, and I said it's time to change those. So these are warranted for 2 years, actually. So the last 5 years is not too bad. But started flaking out on me, so what am I going to do? Am I going to replace them with other HIDs? Am I going to go back to halogens? You can spend $40 on a pair of halogen bulbs, right? $70 for these or $80 for these. I decided to go for one better, LED headlights. So these are the JDM A-Star 8th generation. 4,000 lumens these things are supposed to be. These are rated for an operating life of greater than 30,000 hours. If you drive your car for 3 hours a day for 30,000 hours, that's 10,000 days, that's 27 years. These should be the last bulbs that I ever have to put in my car. So, let's take a look at these. It comes with instructions, and it comes with a little Allen wrench that's needed to adjust them if you need to adjust them. These things are cool. They're all metal. This is an aluminum heat sink on it because they do generate a lot of heat. And because they're an electronic component, they can burn out, and that's why they have to have a heat sink. Now, you'll see different kinds of LED headlights on Amazon. Some of them have these big wire ribbons that dissipate the heat. Other ones have fans on them, actually. And if the fan burns out, well, the headlight's gone at that point. So this type is very passive, and it comes with a ballast, but look at the size difference in the ballast. Now, and I don't think this is just, that technology has gotten better over the years. I just think this is different technology and better technology. So, now, these are a premium product. They're not cheap. They're about $100. And I'm going to see how well they work. Now, for one thing, I've seen a lot of installation videos on LED lights and HID lights and things like that. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to test them in various different situations and compare the brightness to see how exactly one is better than the other. So I've got halogens, I've got the HIDs, and now I've got LEDs. I can do a three-way comparison in both my headlights as well as my fog lights and see which ones actually look best in each of those applications. So it's time to go to the garage. The way that I'm testing brightness is I've got a yardstick, which is very close to a meter. Add 3 inches on it and it's a meter. I say that for my friends in Europe who give me a hard time all the time about inches and feet and yards. And all I'm going to do is use this as a gauge just to make sure that I'm being fair and using my light meter, that I'm holding at the same distance. I'll find the brightest spot straight out here and I will measure. I'll record what the brightness level is on the two. Now, to be fair, the HIDs on the other side, they are 5 years old. They may not be optimal brightness anymore, but it'll give me a gauge anyway. All right, I've decided I'm going to do test number 1 for the existing lights that are my fog lights. This side is a halogen, and the other side is one of those cheapo LEDs that I got on eBay. Let's do those first. So the first step is the halogen fog light. I am in the brightest spot, and this is a little over 14. This is the crappy one, and this one is half that, about 7.5. 14 and 7.5. Okay. Alright, here's the piece of crap that I can't use. Alright, let's test this out first. Alright, we're going to test that out first. Yeah, I'd say that's kind of bright. Now I'm going to put this puppy in there. Let's see. Okay, finally. I had to look at the old one and realize the big tab goes up. I was putting it in upside down. Alright, so let's turn that on and compare it. Okay, here's the LED. Wow, that is bright, I must say. Let's find the sweet spot here. This one is 15.5. So the halogen was 14. This is 15.5. Definitely brighter. Now to put the JDM star in here, first thing I'm going to do is screw together the connector so that that's watertight. And I'm going to orient this so that the big tab goes up, and I have to find my hole down in here, and that was pretty easy. And then I just have to find the right spot, and there you go. Press it into place. And then I'm going to connect this.
Eventually.
Alright, I figured out what the problem was. I have to cut off. This is an adapter that came with the HID lights. That's why it doesn't fit. So let me get a wire cutter. Got a little zip tie there. I did that when I installed the HID lights. Yeah, well, that's not really it. There we go. Alright, that's the old adapter. Now I'm going to plug this into the correct orientation. Much better. Okay, now let's give it a try. Okay, here you can see the comparison of the two headlights. The one on this side is the LED, and this side is the HID. Color's about the same on both of them. I'm going to test the output, which I did inside, but let's do it again out here. In the sweet spot. Yeah, it's 15 and a half. And over here, it's 14. No, I'm wrong. This is brighter now. 15. I guess they take time to warm up. And so now that it's warmer, the brightness is pretty close. But the LEDs look good. Now let's switch to the fog lights. Okay, there's the two fog lights. The one on this side is obviously the LED, and this side is the halogen. I didn't put the HIDs in the fog lights because they're generally too bright for fog lights. That's what they say anyway. So let's measure this. So that's the same, about 15. It was 15 and a half out of the projector light, which makes sense because it's a more focused beam. Over here, we're at 14 and a half. So again, not a huge difference, but the light looks much clearer. I like it a lot. They could have gone in either one of these situations. Right here you could see I really moved the shutter down so you could see them really well. This is from the end of my driveway. And you can see on the right side is the LEDs in both the headlights and the fog light, and on the left is the HID and the halogen. So I'm really thinking I need another set. I really like them in the fog lights. They are certainly bright, that's for sure. I'm definitely putting mine in the headlights though because I've been having problems with the HIDs. So it's time for that upgrade and they're going to look awesome. Okay, I have the other one hooked up on this side now, and what I'm going to do is just prevent this from rattling too much. I'm just going to zip tie it out of the way as best as I can. Let's see what I can do here. Alright, now I've got it attached to the zip tie, just putting it around the framing there, just to suspend it. There we go. that won't rattle. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. Got both LEDs in there. They look awesome. And they're so bright. Nice and clear and brand new. Alright, let's see what it looks like from back by the car and see how far it travels. Awesome, right? All the way across the street. Great. Love them. Thanks for watching. Visit my website, handydad.tv, for more great ideas and information. Be sure to subscribe to be the first to know when new videos are posted.